Okay, so we have a new day here, a new segment, and while I wasn't favorably impressed by this base figure and its accessories, well, the accessories were impressive. Well, the figure gives me some concern. I have high hopes for the vehicle modes, which is it's the raison d'etre for the Magnemo figure, that you can kind of take it apart and reconfigure it with all sorts of different add-ons into interesting configurations. So, let's take a look at it. Let's go through it. The first mode I'm going to look at, and each one of these modes I'm going to start with, you can see I've removed this cover plate from the torso, and they have thoughtfully included different colored cover plates for each mode. The first mode I'm going to look at, I saw a commercial for the original toy which characterizes this as a air mode, which isn't surprising because it has kind of a bird motif. I'm going to first put the the tip of this ship on the head, and then it comes with a collection of wings. Put these in the leg joints and the arm joints respectively. So I think we're nearly complete with the addition of the head, which rests on here. So this is actually kind of hard to show it to you here. It's a nice looking ship. My concern is that the forward, cockpit tip of this thing is very floppy. It doesn't quite stay on. The rest of it is about par for Magnemo stuff. So, oh, look at that. It fell apart in this form too. Also, a side effect of those weakish magnets. This piece has the added posability of this kind of bird head. It can pivot up. And so it's kind of nice. I really like the look of it. It just kind of feels ramshackle. Not terribly fun. Okay, let's go move on to the next one. I'm going to take off these parts, set them aside. I will then swap out this chest piece with the green chest. Now this mode is a underwater submarine. Okay, first there is a back piece that comes on here. That's pretty nice looking. I like how it clicks very securely onto his shoulder joints. Next, the front of this, also like that it clicks very assuredly onto the thigh joints. And then it is accompanied by these two turbine or underwater engine pieces. And these look pretty great. I really like this mode, actually. It holds together very well. I like that these little engines, the turbines move in them. The paint apps are great. It holds together very sturdily. So this one, so far, is shaping up to be my favorite. I really like this mode. So I'm going to take this piece off and move on to the third and last vehicle mode, which includes a black cover plate. This is the Earth mode. It's heavily populated with drills and boring mechanisms, things like that. You have this really great chassis here, which is heavy. I don't know if you can tell, but from appearances, the core of each of these wheels is actually die-cast, because there's no other visible die-cast with the exception of the metal connection points, but this thing is, I assure you, very heavy. So then the other accessories included, again, a lot of boring mechanisms here. So what I'm going to do is attach this piece to here. That's the intention of that. And then the legs attached there. There is a umbrella-like drill tip there, and then two pieces which resemble nothing so much as arms to me, which will come in handy in a few minutes. And this is what you get. You get... It's interesting. It's kind of fun, but, you know, it does kind of sag, and don't exactly get it. But this mode will soon get tons better when you then flip up this piece. It kind of turns into a centaur. Let me find his head. And now, where you had a kind of a mediocre, boring machine, you have a pretty cool looking hybrid mode here, which reminds me of some of the Microman pieces, which do share a lineage with these. They all come from Takara, and there was heavy cross-pollination between the licensed Magnemo figures, such as Jig or Baratak, and their brothers in the Microman line, which were, you know, totally unique to Microman. So the vehicle modes are kind of cool. I really enjoy them. Do they redeem the figure? Not exactly, from my point of view. Right now, not exactly. But they definitely make the whole set more cohesive and impressive. Lastly, I'm going to talk about a series of smallish scaled ships that come with the figure that I brought up earlier when I unboxed it. These are really nice, well-detailed, well-painted scale vehicles. There's nothing too incredible about them. I'm sure they're more for completists. And again, in the same tradition of that extensive library of accessories, just providing every possible thing you can to create the most deluxe toy possible. So, on their own, they're interesting ships, if, you know, not terribly exciting to me. You can combine them. If you collapse some of the wings here, I'm sure I've seen, you know, stills from cartoons where they come together to form some Gotcha Man type configurations among the ships. I'm just going to do one of the configurations. There's just like 10 of them within this, which to me gets a little tedious. It's just, it makes one of the things that makes me wonder who this is for, and I don't sympathize. I'm not that kind of collector who wants to endlessly recreate every possible thing, as I mentioned before. So yeah, here's one of the combined ships. Really cool looking. I like it. It's a neat addition, but you know, if it took $10 off the price, I could live without it. And let's talk about price as I sum this thing up. Okay? In summation, very interesting, very well done, very high quality. I think that the entire figure comes down to exactly one piece, and that is this thigh piece right here. With the addition of this thigh, the whole thing is kind of screwy. Had this leg not been such a dog, this would have been a very, very solid figure. But as it is, and here's the thing. If I had paid retail for this, which is somewhere in the range of $200 to $250 before shipping from Japan, I would not be as forgiving, frankly. If you pay $250, this should not be a problem. That should not happen for $250. I feel very comfortable saying that. I have all sorts of quarrels with high-end toys, but you can say that, well, at least you're getting your money's worth. This is a detail that really bothers me. Your mileage will vary, but overall, really quality, really beautiful toy, with the exception of this guy right here. Maybe they could figure out a way to add more friction or something. If you could refine this joint with little detents or something, reissue it, then maybe not $250, but, you know, a very respectable, high-end collectible toy. As it is, mixed bag. It depends how much you love this character and how much you love this kind of toy. I really like Magnemo toys. I really want to like this a lot, but geez, what are you going to do with it? I'm probably going to put it back in its box. Thank you for watching. This is The Enthusiast for CollectionDX.